Everybody, my name's Shawn, and I'm a 20-year smoker, no more. And that is because of the electronic cigarette. I'm here to talk about e-juice, e-liquid, whatever you may have heard of it. This is for a new person, a beginner, wanting to know a little bit more about all this. If you haven't watched the other videos, episodes, you might be a little bit lost during this one. We're specifically talking about e-liquid. Of course, you have two different choices when you get cartridges. Filters, as some of you may be familiar with those, for your electronic cigarette. Pre-filled, which means you already have liquid in there. You use it up and then you discard it. I'm talking about buying your own liquid. You can get these cartridges where there is no liquid at all, or you can take a pre-used cartridge and you can fill it with this liquid. So you can do it either way. As of course, in these cartridges, it's a poly fiber that you have right there. So speaking about e-liquid that you have, first thing that I'm going to do is show how easy it is. I'm also going to give you a couple tips right now. As you smoke on, vape on one of these, I'm still getting used to the terms, you're going to notice that the poly fill that is in there, this is where the liquid goes, kind of sucks farther into the cartridge there. That is because as the atomizer warms up, it's pulling the liquid, and that of course is pushing the poly away. Neat trick is any paper clip will normally do, and you can pull that out a little bit, and that is going to help retain a good part of your liquid more towards the top, giving you that taste and the vapor that you are looking for. And another thing to note is tapping. Here, I'm going to fill this up. It's pretty easy. And there's a drip. And there's another drip. And I'm also going to do a slight tap to it. That gets the air from down at the below the filter up and allows more fluid in there. If you are a heavy smoker and then you're going to be using electronic cigarettes a lot, you're going to be putting a lot of this fluid in there throughout the day. It's something that you get used to. It's just a new way of your habit that you have right there. So now I've filled this cartridge up. Normally, if it's dead empty, it takes 5 to 7 drips, and then as refilling goes, about 2 to 3. Another technique is using a syringe and having a syringe where you're actually filling the liquid from the bottom up, and that is the best way to do it. Unfortunately, I don't have a syringe yet, and I have to order one, but I'm going to start doing that. Also, how long do the cartridges last? Quite a bit of time there. Some people have been talking on forums and such that it is a poly fill to go to a store and get the same type of fabric that's found in pillows and that. Don't recommend that one. All right. So you have the syringes. Also, you can do some modifications to these cartridges to allow more of this e-liquid in there. I have already been experimenting with that with some great success. I'm going to talk about that in a more advanced video. But let's get to what we're talking about now, which is e-liquid. Now, I've already showed you how the e-liquid goes in. It's quite simple. One thing that I would like to talk about this is if you are taking that road and having an e-liquid around your home, please be very careful of where you store this. You know, what's in e-liquid? Obviously, it's PG. If you don't know what PG is, go to my website, e-cig.com, and it explains a little bit more. Nicotine of various levels, and of course, flavoring. Well, some of these don't have child safety caps. This particular unit does. There are a few of them that do not. Just imagine if a child were to consume this entire bottle. That's a huge health risk, and it can make them very sick. And it's also something that we don't want in this young industry of having some fool out there who can't store their stuff right, and then all of a sudden it's on CNN and Fox News of how a child got deathly ill from electronic cigarette liquid. Could you imagine that? So be careful, everybody out there. All right, first thing I'd like to talk about is when you're investigating out there, and this goes for cartridges or just e-liquid in general. First thing that you're going to notice is nicotine amounts. A lot of different websites and so forth will advertise them as high, medium, low. Be very careful with this and check everything out. Make sure that you see what the mg is, the milligram of the nicotine amount, rather than just going high, mid, low. I've caught some websites that refer to high as 36 milligrams and some websites that refer to high as 24 milligrams, so on and so forth. My personal opinion is if you are a heavy smoker, smoker like I was, you know that you're going to be using this habit quite often. I've gone with the lowest amount of nicotine that I can. I started off with the standard cartridges that came that were 24 milligram. I quickly realized that I wanted to get a lesser amount, so I've been ordering ones that are usually 11 milligrams to 12 milligrams, and I am now starting to order some with 6 milligrams. So I'm actually weaning myself off of that nicotine quite a bit too, which you know, if you don't need it, why have it? For those of you out there too, nicotine and caffeine are pretty similar as far as what it does to the human body. Not exact, obviously, but if you're wondering, well, what does nicotine do? Heart rate increases, things of that nature. Let's get back to this. So like I said, the e-liquids, you have a lot of different choices there. So check that out. You can get them from China, from Europe, from America. I've been sticking with the American manufacturers just because of our manufacturing processes that are out there. You know that it's safer. You never know what might be out there, especially in some of those other third world markets and some of the markets that aren't regulated at all. So this is something you're sucking into your lungs. You want to be real careful. You don't want to get a great deal on e-liquid. You want to get a product that you know is good and you know what is actually in there. So you do have that. Next thing is you can get a variety of electronic liquids that you do have, and you can get any kind of different flavors, which is nice. Also, when you are buying different e-liquids, be careful of the milliliters that you're getting. That is very important as far as the pricing in that you do have. Some will be advertising 10 milliliters for $10. Others will be doing 20 milliliters. So obviously, the more milliliters, the more you're getting of that product. So be careful versus price and milliliter that you do have right there. Another thing that I like to get into is flavor versus vapor, and that is something that's very important. I, of course, like to see that smoke, like that vapor that comes out. Now, this unit that I have here, I have a specific electronic liquid in there that has heavy vapor, and I'm going to show you that right now. As you can see, great amount of vapor, smoke that you have right there. Now I'm going to try this unit, which has a vanilla tobacco in it. Not as much. These are both 510s. Even though they're different colors, they're pretty much identical units. So they would produce the difference. What is it? I already knew going in that this one would produce more vapor, this electronic liquid. This one, you notice, hey, not as much. What is the trade-off? Trade-off is this has more taste, this does not. Hopefully they will come together as the industry improves, but that is something to keep in mind. So you just got to keep searching out there, everybody. Check out all the different ones that are there. You know, a lot of them have tasters out there. They're only $4 each. Try it. You never know what you like. I'm a more traditional guy. I like regular tobacco, but I have to say I've got peanut butter cup coming and a few other ones just to try because you don't know what you're going to enjoy. So for now, that tells you a little bit about e-liquid, how it all works that you do have there, and I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned to our future videos that we have out there. I'm going to be talking about quite a few other things. Take care for now. Bye-bye.